You know, it's so crazy. I went to school with Michael B. Jordan at a point in life, and we went to Chad Science together in Newark. And to be honest with you, we teased him all the damn time because his name was Michael Jordan. Let's start there. And he was no Michael Jordan. And then he also would come to school with headshots. And back then, that was like in the hood. We lived in Newark.
Yeah.
Like that's the hood. You know what I mean? So we would make fun of him, like, what you gonna do with your little stupid headshots? Like, and now look at him.
Now look at him. He got that Black Panther money.
And, you know, we know each other. We go way back all the way to Chad Science in Newark, okay?
The Corny kid, right?
No, I did not say that. Misquoted for sure. No, you did not hear me say. I said we used to make fun of the name.
All right. So y'all heard the clip. Y'all seen the title of the show. Welcome everybody to Breaking Through Glass Ceilings with Uncomfortable Conversations. I'm your host, Brian H. Waters. So it's Monday night. I'm sitting here watching Monday Night Raw, chilling and relaxing. If you might hear me moving my chair. But I was sitting here thinking, and I saw the Michael B. Jordan clip. And I said, you know what I haven't done in a while? An uncomfortable conversation. This one resonated with me. Now, if you heard my story, you heard me on my wrestling show, you know I've been very vocal. This is the shit I got made fun of for years. When I heard Michael B. Jordan remind that lady of what she said and how they felt about him in high school, it took me back. Now, the thing about the clip was that, one, it wasn't her who said it. It was her co-host. But I mean, she did kind of co-sign. You know what I mean? The show was titled, Who Else Was Called Corny Like Michael B. Jordan? Michael B. Jordan is currently on top of the world. One of the number one actors. The ladies love him. You hear about it all the time. Whether it's somebody you're friends with, somebody you're dating, whatever. They love them some Michael B. Jordan. I mean, as they should, right? He's a handsome man. But one of the things I laughed at was when she said, yeah, he brought his headshots all the time. And I'm like, that's ambitious. He knew. He was determined. He was going to be a star. So I'm wondering, is there anybody out here listening to this that also went through similar things? You know, for me personally, like I said, I got made fun of for loving wrestling. Long as I was talking sports, it was cool. You know, long as I was talking about Kobe Bryant, Allen Iverson, it was cool. But the moment I talked about wrestling, oh boy, here he go with that fake shit. It's corny. You so corny. 2001, somebody I was friends with, and they started distancing themselves. This is when wrestling wasn't starting to be cool no more. You know, you listen to people talk, right? So everybody has their time and period when they stop watching. You hear people say, I stopped watching when it became WWE, not WWF no more. And usually they say that, but me knowing that wasn't the reason they stopped, most people usually stopped around the time Vince purchased WCW because there wasn't no more Monday Night Wars. Stone Cold had became a bad guy. And that's when you saw the thing go downhill, sort of. It wasn't trending no more. So that's when most of the people stopped, but they talk about it. It was a year later when Vince and the WWF had to change the name to WWE. But truth be told, when people really think about it, they stopped watching around the time of 2001. So, I'm sitting here listening to this, and like I said, I just thought it was interesting that a guy like Michael B. Jordan was quote unquote called corny. And it also brought me back to being in high school when people were saying the same thing about Mario. So for those who do not know, I'm from Baltimore, born and raised, lived in Connecticut for 2 years. But Mario, when I was in 10th grade, I remember the street team for Mario coming out and bringing the CDs. Now, to what I've heard was he was from Milford Mill, which is a county, I should say a suburban of Baltimore City. And I went to the illustrious Baltimore City College, number one high school in the country, but the number one high school indeed in Baltimore City. That's a fact, not an opinion. And Mario, his street team would go to all the schools. And so they gave me the CD. I popped in the CD. So, okay, just a friend. All right, this is pretty cool. Next thing I know, it was all over the internet. Well, I should say it was all over the radio, and would obviously make its way to the internet. And before you know it, there was a music video on TV. But people tried to tear him down. They tried to call him corny. Yeah, he's a clown. Mario's a clown, this, that, and the other. Now, people in Milford, people even in Baltimore may have said that. But I'm pretty sure the world didn't think that. And it's interesting how people can peak in high school and hate on those who are doing something. And then you look at those of us who, yeah, we were called corny. And I'm saying we because I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of the things I've been doing. But yeah, we were called corny. We were told we would never do this or do that. And now look. Like I said, I look at Michael B. Jordan. I'm like, wow, wait, he went through that? Because you never think about this. And now, Creed 3. And it's funny how, sure, the podcaster may be successful, but it's just funny, like, what was the purpose, right? I guess you wanted the people to know, like, oh yeah, we called him corny. We called him Michael Jordan. Like, his name was Michael Jordan. That's what his mother named him. And if anything, they did him a favor because Michael B. Jordan is a brand. And let's be real. When you say Michael B. Jordan, you don't think of Michael Jeffrey Jordan, the basketball player. You don't. You sometimes forget, maybe it's me, but sometimes forget, like, oh yeah, you think Michael B. Jordan is a brand. I don't think of, oh, he's the alternative Michael Jordan. I don't think of that. Now, there was a player named Michael Jackson who used to play for the Baltimore Ravens. May he rest in peace. When you heard the name Michael Jackson, you automatically thought of the Michael Jackson, right? But Michael B. Jordan, I don't instantly think of the basketball player. I just think about the actor who was playing in Creed, who's playing in Black Panther, and other numerous movies. So I wonder, is there anybody else out there who's called corny? There's always the saying, like, you peak in high school, and then what? I've seen a lot of people peak in high school, and I was just talking to my best friend Trika about this, how there was a lot of people that we knew, we grew up with, and they seemed like they was the man or the girl in high school. And then afterwards, they just didn't know what to do with their lives. And I said to her, like, when I was thinking about everything, I said, I wish I would have taken this wrestling stuff a step further a lot sooner rather than, really embracing it once I got to Morgan State. I wish I would have embraced it a lot sooner, and I probably could have been further along, but everything happens for a reason. I'm certainly happy where I am now, being a professional wrestling podcast host and producer. But, and our paths are different. It's funny because as I say this, the commercial to Creed 3 is on. I'm doing a show about Michael B. Jordan, and the commercial comes on. Oh, wow, that does come out Friday. So that's very interesting to say the least. But, I wonder, as we move forward, like, when will all this stop? Like, when do people need to stop beating people down? Now, I was thinking about something, right? I was like, next year will be my 20th high school reunion. Ricky Delafonte.
Pretty Ricky, what they called him.
Y'all remember that episode of Martin when he had a whole list and he went through everybody, which I still think is one of the funniest things ever. I didn't go to my 10th reunion. I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't want to. I was in Connecticut and I said, nope, not worth driving down. Especially I'm gonna be moving here literally the next week. Yeah, I think it was about a week or two before I moved back to Baltimore. That's just not worth it. Most of my friends was in 06 anyway. I had some good friends in 04, but none of them went. Now, when we do have our high school, homecoming, I am usually with my class. And I got a lot more love, I ain't gonna lie. When I started at the Ringer, there was a lot of people who were like, hey, man, it's good to see you. I'm so happy for you. This is what you do. This is what you did. And the truth be told, those who said it weren't the ones who were, quote unquote, trying to clown me or didn't understand or kept saying, you just love wrestling way too much. You're obsessed with that mess. This shit is fake. It wasn't them. But I did find this interesting. Like I said, when I listened to this quote, and when I heard the clip, I said, oh, wow. But I love what he said, to be honest with you. And I saw the interview going around, and people said awkward. And I'm like, wait, what are they talking about? All right, I'll watch it later. When I watched it, I said, oh, well, I be doggone, no wonder. And, you love to see those moments. You love to see people get their clapbacks, to be honest with you. Because you never forget. And this will just show you, I'm pretty sure, even if he hadn't heard the podcast, I'm pretty sure he remembered people calling him corny. People saying he was corny for bringing his headshots. Corny, because of his name. His name was Michael Jordan. Now, granted, I'm pretty sure they didn't call him Michael B. Jordan in high school. It's like people didn't call me Brian H. Waters. It was always Brian Waters. So I guess, yeah, he had to deal with that. But kids be so cruel. As kids are so cruel. But that is a quick edition of Breaking Through Glass Ceilings with Uncomfortable Conversations. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Just to remind you, you can get merchandise from foryourwear.com. You can also check out Symphony of Balloons if you're having an event and you need luxury balloons. You want the best quality balloons. Reach out to Symphony of Balloons, and when you fill out the form, make sure you mention that you heard about this on Breaking Through Glass Ceilings, and you will save 10% on your order. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining. Hope you tuned in to last week's episode 100, with my sister, Megan Talbert. Make sure you check that episode out. She is the CEO and co-owner of Symphony of Balloons. And also make sure you check in next week's episode as I bring on the one and only Jonathan L. Brown, one of my OGs, another Morgan State grad. You know what? That's funny because speaking of Morgan, like people knew I was into wrestling, and while they didn't like fully embrace it, but then again, when you got the real Dwayne Allen, who's also there with you, like nobody's making fun of Dwayne. He's 6'7". And granted, I was older, like I was 24 to most of the people being like 22 like Dwayne, or 20, what have you. So they wasn't making fun of me. But I will say this. When I went to North Carolina, Greensboro, for the National Association of Black Journalists short course, man, the wrestling realm got a lot of love. They loved us down there, or as we say, we were over in the South, brother. So that was amazing. And, one day we'll tell that story too. Also, check out the wrestling realm. Check out all the shows there. Make sure you check me out on Wednesdays, Wednesday Worldwide in the morning. Well, that drops in early afternoon with me, Cal, and Ben. Then TWG Fan Club, Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Time with Queen PR and the crew. The crew being Ciendall, Justin, and myself, and then the Wrestling Realm at night. Make sure you check that out with myself, the real Dwayne Allen, Brother Hugh. So, till next time, folks, remember, do not let anyone place a ceiling above your success. So long, everyone.